and to empower women. Women can be anything and everything. So when we congregate like this to discuss issues and issues, it helps us to better position ourselves, not only to become local firebrands, but to become global talents. So I look at myself as a global talent, and today I want to talk about how I want to share my journey, I want to share my experience as to coming from a young girl who grew up in Maputo Tafara in Harare and is now a global talent. So yeah, I'm kind of a force to reckon with internationally, and I'm not going to be apologetic about it. So I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Audrey Chidawanyika. I'm a multi-dimensional Pan-African leader. I am known on the LinkedIn streets, on the business streets, NGO space, corporate space, startup space as the disruptive innovator. So I'm everything innovation, strategy, and transformation. So when organizations want to look at their products, when they want to look at their services, when they want to look at their processes, I'm the person they actually go to. And yeah, I've done a fair share of positioning myself in Zimbabwe. I've worked with non-governmental organizations like UNICEF. This is my third year now consulting for UNICEF. I'm the head for mentorship and incubation for the UNICEF Generation Unlimited. Just last year I was doing management consultancy for Plan International Zimbabwe. I'm the youngest consultant to be a management consultant in the history of Plan International Zimbabwe. And that goes to show that indeed I am a global talent. So say for example, your vision is to become, okay, give me an example. I don't want to think for you, like, give me an example, what, like, of your vision and where you want to go. Maybe, okay, fine, you want to start a business, right? Usually when people want to start business, they're like, Antina capital, right? But do you know that you don't necessarily need money to start a business? Do you know that? I started my consultancy journey without money, and I'll tell you how. So in 2019, I got accepted for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, and I went for the fellowship, and then I came back. So before that, I was working for B2C co-working, which is just a personal page. And before I went to the US, I was having problems with my boss, or problems to do with not getting my salary. So, and before I went to the US, we had gotten into like we had literally tangata to Banyanguka. So I knew that when I was going to come back, I didn't have a job. I knew it. And I went to the US and I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back and I don't have a job, right? Got overwhelmed with the fellowship and because it's an intense program. Then I came back in August. Imagine you're coming from America where everything is fast. We were living the American dream because we were on a sponsored fellowship. We're literally living the American dream. So I come back home, I don't have a job and I'm at home sitting. And I'm having problems with my dad because my dad is like, okay, why are you not going to work? You are in America, why are you eating my food here and not bringing anything? So and I was constantly being, mentally I was drained because my dad would knock on my door every day and like, why are you sleeping? Go to work. I'm like, where do you want me to go? And you know how, even, you know, if we were in a white society, I could be going through therapy. And my parents would be like, it's okay. But my dad was like, get out, find a job. What are you doing here? Because you know how hard and harsh African parents are. So I was there at home 3 weeks feeling sorry for myself, not knowing where to begin, not knowing where to start. I've got all this knowledge that I have inside my head that I've learned in America, which is the first world country, has heightened my hopes that, okay, I can be anything and everything. And then I got a call from Tinashe, who works for the Host Fellowship. I'm a fellow. I was part of an actress in university. And then Tinashe is like, oh, we are hosting a nutrition hackathon with UNICEF. And we are looking for someone who can just be like a facilitator. When the kids who are doing their ideation, you just have to walk around and just see that, you know, they're managing their team dynamics and all that. And I'm like, yes, I want to come. And it's like, it's a 3-day boot camp, so we go to Pandari, and then you, because you'll be the facilitator, you have to sleep at Pandari with the kids to make sure that, so more like a maid show. So I was like, yes, I want to come, because I was like, at least 3 days away from my dad, I need to just, so I said, send me the concept for the event. Now I want to come to the point where you have everything, but you don't know where to start. That was me, everything. The knowledge, just didn't know where to start. So I said, send me the concept note for the event so that I can have like an overall understanding of what the program is and what's expected of me as a facilitator. So I got the program, and then there were the speakers who were listed, and then the first speaker day was written like human-centered design, right? And then there was a TBA, like had to be announced, and then the other people were coming, were pitching their names. And then I asked them, I'm like, who's doing human-centered design thinking? I'd done human-centered design when we were in America. So I'm like, who's doing it? Like, we don't have people who are doing human-centered design. A lot of people in Zim, and we can't find one. So we are still looking. And I'm like, I did human-centered design in America. Tonight she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I can come and train human-centered design. You see, so that was me going for an opportunity, even though I was scared. Tonight she was like, are you sure? I'm like, Shamal, I did this with IBM even. IBM is a Fortune 500 company. Why are you questioning me? Tinashe is like, we're putting you there. I'm like, put me. So Tinashe then put me, and then now imposter syndrome came to me. I'm like, oh my God. I said I could do this. Am I able to do this? And this is UNICEF. What have I done to myself? I'm now thinking, I can do this. And then I asked myself, what are you scared of really? So I went back, I asked the other fellows, guys, human-centered fire, and I started putting together. We had done a practical session when we were in America, so I was remembering bits and pieces, and I got information. Then I told Tinashe, I need flip charts, I need sticky notes, I need markers. I was organized, in my fear. Very organized. Markers, everything was. When I went, my workstation was there. So Jaco is good. I'm like, oh my God. And then I took my flip charts and stick around the room. I'm like, okay, if I mess up, and this is UNICEF, and this program was being recorded, and I said, BC, all the media houses were there. Because it's a big thing, it's UNICEF, And then when the time came, and the good thing was that I was training kids. So these are young people from like young adults, who are 10 years to 24. So I knew that I didn't have to go technical, I had to simplify it, I just had to know the process. So I actually did so well. In the presentation, and then I put the young adults and teens, and then they started ideating. When the country rep came the next day, he's like, what's happening here? And then Tinashe was like, Audrey, come. And they started walking it through and explaining. So we're doing ideation. Human-centered design is about empathizing. So this is what we're teaching them, to understand that the people who are closest to the problem hold the key to their answer. So we are pushing the need for co-creation and all that. And I was just talking about that. And she was like, oh, this is so interesting. Long story short, I've been doing human-centered design for UNICEF since 2019. Just recently, we did the Generation Unlimited Bootcamp. I was the lead facilitator. Only facilitator, because the other facilitator then came the next day to do pitching. I did the whole bootcamp. And it's not just me doing it for free. This is me actually sending an invoice for my work. And it did not even start with money. I didn't have money. Did I even mention money? No. So you need to start with what you have. They call it bootstrapping. You need to start with what you have. You have the intellectual, you have the intellect, you've got the energy, you have the oomph. Why not? Start. You don't need anything out of this world to start. Start now.